Alright, for this GMAT question, we want to focus on pretty much what the question is really asking for here. It says if x is not 0, is that x less than 0? Pretty much when math, when you say something is, if it's asking if it's less than 0, it's pretty much asking if the x is negative. That's pretty much what that's trying to get us to see. So it's asking us if the x is negative. That's the goal. So if we look at statement 1, statement 1 is saying that the x, the negative of the x, is equal to the absolute of negative of x. Now that may sound very confusing, but if you just kind of slow down with it, you could see what's happening here. Well, what happens if you do the absolute of something? So if you do the absolute of negative x, well, what you're going to get is a positive x, well, an x by itself, which is positive. Well, the only way a negative x will ever equal a positive x is if this x itself, the x right here, was negative. So in effect, that just proved that the x must be a negative, is negative. We just proved that, because the only way this negative x could equal to a positive x is if this x inherently itself was a negative number, and if it's negative, that negative times the negative will make this positive. So we just proved that x is negative from statement 1. So statement 1 is true. So if you go to my map here of data sufficiency, is the statement 1 sufficient to answer the question? Yes. So I'm going to go down this path. So yes, I'm going to go down this path. So then we now have to answer the second question. Is statement 2 alone sufficient? So let's go to statement 2. So if we go to statement 2 here, it says that x squared is equal to 16. Well, one thing you must know about squaring something and giving you a number is that this x could either be positive or negative. So let's actually test that with a number. If I have negative 4 squared, I can get 16. Now if I have positive 4 squared, I can also get 16. So this is, here we are not sure if the x is negative, because we could have gotten this 16 by a positive number or by a negative number. So this statement 2 is not sufficient. So if we go to our map here, is 2 alone sufficient? The answer to that is no. So that take us down this path. So we've said yes, and then we've said no. So as you can see, the answer here will be A. So the answer to this question is A, based on looking at statement 1 and 2, but thinking about what x is doing in this scenario. The only way we could get a positive here is if this x individually was negative and multiply this negative to give us positive. But here there are too many options, and that's not going to, it's not good enough to tell us. So as a result here, the answer here is A.